All right, guys. So it's time to move on to the next task. And this time we will be coding students' comments. So every week, as the students are going through the Xculture project, as they work in international teams, at the end of each week, they report to us or share with us their experiences. So the question basically is, do you have any comments? Please describe your experiences in your own words. And we need to work with those qualitative data. So because some people don't say anything, some just say no, no comments. Some say a lot. In fact, some write literally pages of text. And so to work with that text, it takes a lot of time. I mean, we are talking about thousands of pages of combined text. So we are trying to make sense of it by coding it in a specific way. And so let me show you how we're going to code those comments. And that's where we need your help. So here is a file with the comments that looks like this, and I will send it to you. I will ask each one of you to work on a specific semester. So you have semester ID, and I will say, like you are working on 2018 1B, for example. And so you have comments here. So you have comment at 1, so that's at week 1. Then you have comment at 10, that's at week 10, and I think it sorted it as text. And then at 11, week 11, and then at 2, at 3, and so on and so on. And so that's the interesting part. So there are some other comments towards, further right. We don't need those for now. We will get to them maybe later. For now, we're just going through these comments 1 through 11. And so for each comment, we are going to record that comment or code it in several different ways. So we will record the length. And as you will see here, I already wrote the formula that automatically gets us the length. Like, for example, this comment here had a length of 300 points, right? And then we have to record them or code the data in terms of, is this comment positive, neutral, or negative? Well, let's read the comment. I will work as hard as my team will allow. If the general consensus is to try and win, I will match the energy of the team and try as hard as possible. Blah blah blah. So seems like it's a positive comment. So we'll put P here. No need to say the entire word. So let's just put P for positive. If it were the negative comment, we would put N, and if it were the neutral comment, we would put N. Right? Actually, neutral and negative. So I guess we need to do like positive and neutral and negative, right? So is the question about interpersonal, process, task, or some other? So if somebody talks about like a conflict with a team member, or if somebody talks about some other interpersonal issue, maybe praises someone, talks about people, then we would put interpersonal. And so we can again put an I here for interpersonal, or I guess I would be for interpersonal. If the question was or comment was about the process, how we organize ourselves, how we go through the project, we would put process for P. And then if it was about the task, like the task at hand, how do you solve this problem? How do you, not the process, but let's say they're talking about marketing or HR. So that's the task. You put T for task. And then if it's something else, other. For this comment that we have here, I guess it's a little bit about the process, but it's also a little other. So I guess I would put other because the guy says it's the first week. He says I will work hard. Like if I look at his comment in week 11, so let's see what he said here. Thank you to assign me to the Xculture business proposal. Learn some things which is favorable for my future. So it's a positive comment, right? It's probably about other again. So it's not about people, it's not about the task, it's not about the project, right? Then next one, inform, complain, suggest, or ask. Well, I guess he informs us, so we'll put I here. Likewise here, he informs us. So, oops, other, and he informs us. So he's not suggesting anything, he's not complaining about anything, he's informing us or thinking and not asking a question. And finally, and most importantly, the topic. Here, there is no preconceived scheme. You have to decide on your own what topic that is. And ideally, we want to have probably about 10 to 20 different topics in our database. So try to think about those topics and each time try to put it in one of those classifications. So for example, here the topic is, I don't know, let's say I will work hard. So if anyone says anything like this again, you just put I will work hard. Here, thank you, blah, blah, blah. I guess the topic would be thank you, gratitude. Yeah, let's see if we can find a few more comments and code them. So let's do again. For example, here that's week 11, and that's week 2. Let's see what they're talking about at week 2 here. So this person, so 462 symbols, and so he says, so far the project has been going okay. I reached out to my group members and was not able to get in contact with all my group members until last night. I think that there is some lack of communication that needs to be improved. My teammates need to check their emails, blah, blah, blah. Okay, however, so the comment is kind of neutral, you know. He is talking about process and interpersonal. So I'll put I for interpersonal and P for process, because he talks about, how they're getting in touch and how they're coordinating each other, right? And there is even some complaining. So there is some informing and some complaining. So I'll put I for informing, C for complaining, because all of those are here. However, I will see how things go from here, right? And so the topic, I guess there are several here. So he is talking about communication with team, one of the topics, right? Another one, or maybe even lack of communication, because he says something about lack of communication. Lack of communication as one topic. I'm not sure what other topics. Let's see here. Lack of communication, not be able to get with my, yeah, need to check emails and more active. He will see things, yeah. So he basically talks about lack of communication, maybe lack of participation even, right? Lack of participation. Okay, let's see what else he says next week, the student. So let's look at this one. So he says again a few lines of text. It's in week 3, and let's see, 500 symbols almost. And let's see what he said here. I think Xculture has been going better than I expected, positive. So that's a positive comment. What else he's saying here? However, due to lack of communication tools, we are only able to use Facebook. I will also believe that the time differences is difficult to work with. Some team members seem to be a little frazzled as to not seem to handle stress in this situation. Besides that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's a positive comment. He talks about process. So it's not about interpersonal issues, it's about process, right? And he informs, not really complains. There is really not much complaining going on. He just kind of shares his experiences. And as far as the topic, again, lack of communication, I guess, to some extent. And I don't know, you can think about other topics here. So you might write 2 or 3. As you will go through more comments, you will sort of, have a list of topics, 20, 30, that you will always see again and again and again. And so you will think of some good, nice way to express them in a couple of words. Yep, I guess that's all we need to do. So I'll give you the task, I'll say you the semester, and you just do as much as you can. But as before, every day send me an update so that I know where we stand. And most importantly, so I can check the list of your topics and we can coordinate so that we have the same scheme for the topic, topic name. Yep, that's pretty much all we need to do.